Would you still love me if I turned into a bug?
What?
You heard me. I don't know. I saw it on Reddit. It was like, I think it was like if I turned into an earthworm or if I was an earthworm, would you still love me? It was just a weird random thread and I thought it was funny.
I mean, I would care for you. But
this is not. This is not
listen
going
to me
well.
though. Listen. Don't ask me a question and then talk over me. Listen to me. They did this on Futurama, where Fry ended up with Zoidberg's body, and not the professor. Leela ended up in the professor's body.
Okay.
And they were like, would you still love me? Oh, so you're so shallow, you don't love me even in this hideous, stinking, disgusting body?
Right.
So they ended up loving each other, but like, you wouldn't be physically attracted to a worm or something. You can't be, right?
So how much of our relationship or love do you think is physical attraction?
You're really asking me to quantify this on the podcast? I have no idea. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. But I think if you became like an earthworm, I mean, I would still obviously care about you. I would want you to be happy and safe.
I guess it would depend if I was an earthworm that could still
be...
talk and think the way I do, or if I was just like my bare essence got kept in the earthworm, but like I couldn't communicate.
It's such a crazy thing. I don't know.
Okay.
I
mean, I guess we couldn't have sex, and that's a huge part of bonding in a romantic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could have some form of sex, maybe. Depends on what you... I just thought it was a funny...
Well, what are your thoughts on it? If
no, we're not talking about me.
If I became like a June bug, like a furry,
cute, aren't they?
Like a furry beetle, or if I became like a tarantula or something.
If you weren't trying to like bite me, it would probably actually help.
Well, no, because it would still be me.
Yeah.
It would still be my brain.
But I think like maybe we've talked about this.
Answer the question.
is that your like essence as that animal starts to seep into your personality?
No, this is fully not reality. My brain is in the spider. It's always my brain.
It's
it never changes.
100% your brain.
I'm not going to bite you.
Like, do you want to eat pizza or do you want to eat bugs? Like, because that kind of thing, I think that's an important question.
I think I want to eat pizza, but I have to eat bugs.
Because a spider can't handle pizza?
Yeah.
Okay.
My body can't process like cheese and tomato sauce and dough.
Your spider instincts are going to start changing your human personality.
No, because this. Okay, I can eat pizza and cheese and I can drink milk.
And can you talk?
Yes.
Like Brandon?
Yeah.
Not
sure.
like...
So everything is the same about me, but I'm a spider.
Yeah, I would still love you. I mean, sex would be difficult or impossible, but I would still, love you.
Well, yeah.
Like, 100%.
Yeah, same. Mm-hmm. I was just thinking about the whole, like, romance thing and sex thing.
I mean, I just picture you, like, on a pillow on the couch and, like,
on one single, like... 6-inch by 6-inch pillow.
And I would be like holding out my hand like this, and your little tarantula, what would you call it? Like, would just be like in my hand. Like, that's how we'd hold hands. That would be like the extent of
the little end of my arm.
Yeah. Like, we'd be holding hands, quote unquote, hands. I mean, so we'd have some physical contact.
I think I would just become like a pet that you cared more about.
Then
what a weird question. What a weird hypothetical.
So you think we wouldn't be able to like maintain, I mean, because you can have like decent, I think, sexless relationships, right?
Yeah.
I mean, would you expect me to like move on and get, because I don't think I could bring like someone else into the house and start a relationship with them, because you'd just be like a tarantula. Like,
I don't know how that would work. I don't know how any of it would work. It's so outlandish. I don't even know where I would begin.
Would you rather me just put you out of your misery and squish you or something?
I don't think I'd want that.
Okay.
I think my want for survival would still exist.
Okay.
I would definitely be miserable.
We just wouldn't have a mirror in your terrarium, because I think every day that'd be a reminder of
in what my terrarium. I'd hope I wouldn't even need a terrarium.
Oh, right. That's of course. Of course.
So you're gonna put me in a cage? Awesome. Is it going to be like a freak show? Is it going to be how you make your money?
No, maybe.
Great.
Well,
Sweet.
Yeah. I mean, would you deny
That
me
sounds
that? Like,
terrible.
You'd be not like a freak show. Like, yeah, you could like sleep in the bed.
So you'll be a worm freak show. Look, this is my talking worm. Not,
Yeah.
not in any way my partner,
Why would I say that? You would be my partner, right?
but also you're parading me around in
Not
a freak
parading
show.
You. It'd be easy money. It's like that time I asked you if I could make money from showing my feet on what's that thing? OnlyFans?
You love bringing that up.
Because I think I have nice feet, and you've agreed.
You do have nice feet.
If we could get like a bunch of money, and that
It's
could be
just
like
the
our
thought
income.
of a lot of people jerking off to your feet that
You don't need to know who they are, or you don't need to see what they're doing.
Why do we have to discuss this on the podcast?
I'm just saying it as an example. I'm not actually going to do it.
Okay.
But if you knew that here's like a certain amount of money that you can make, just, you take one picture or video of your feet.
Fine. Parade me around in a freak show when I inevitably become a Spider-Man.
Thank you. Gosh. Okay.
You're so
next
selfish.
question. I would want you to do that with me.
I don't think you would. I think you would be depressed.
Not like people coming into
no,
our house like
listen to me
touching-
though. I think you would be
You are
depressed,
salty. You're
and
so salty.
I think you would be depressed,
Yeah.
and I think you would be embarrassed, and I think you would be not wanting attention from random people looking at you going, how fucking weird. Oh, what? Gross. Oh, look at it talk. You wouldn't fucking want that. Don't act like you would want
people
that.
would say ew. I think they'd be like, holy shit, that's amazing. How did this happen? I'm going to come back tomorrow and pay $50.
They'd
to
be
see it
bringing their
again."
kids, and their kids would be like, ew, disgusting.
If
Ew,
I-
gross.
if I had no
And you'd be
choice-
all sad.
if I had
and then
no
I would feel bad because it's an asshole thing to do. I'm looking at her very intently.
I just think it'd be
Parading your
selfish
loved
of
one
me to
around
say, no,
as a
we have
freak
this
show.
easy money option, and I'm not gonna because my dignity. Even though I'm this worm, regardless, we might as well get something out of it. We might as well like not have to work anymore. Well, I couldn't work anyway because I don't have like digits to type on a
Your
keyboard.
work would be being the star attraction of a freak
Yeah,
show.
but you just have to sit there and be like, hey, my name's Sarah. I'm a worm, but look at all this stuff I can do. It's basically just talk.
And eat dirt.
No, remember I can eat pizza. I thought we said.
Oh, watch me eat pizza.
Don't understand what the problem is.
Do you have teeth?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Ugh,
You're
just
stuck
like
eating bugs, and I'm stuck eating dirt.
dirt.
I think yeah. Okay, we can move on.
Thanks.
So Reddit has they just have great questions
Mm-hmm.
and great responses. And we were just talking about how it's just interesting to read the responses and see compared to Twitter and Facebook even the lesser toxicity of the interactions.
Reddit
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. So like
I think Reddit maybe has a little bit fewer weirdos on there because I've scrolled through some political stuff on Reddit, and there's a lot of sarcasm. There's not a lot of like what I would normally see as like intense right wing or left wing people on there.
sorry.
Maybe I haven't looked at it long enough, but it seems like
I mean sarcasm is one thing, but maliciousness.
Facebook is the worst for that. Twitter is pretty bad too, but like people I mean, what am I thinking? They are intense on those platforms.
Just angry.
It's like the person I'm talking to isn't a person, sort of.
You forget that there's a person on the other end of this.
Yeah, that you're
Engagement.
like violently or, aggressively
Yeah,
talking down to.
it's pretty weird. I think the people on Reddit, they just, at least on the threads I'm looking at, they just seem to be having fun with it.
Yeah.
They're just like
There's a lot of
having kind
sarcasm.
mind-altering. Like there was a thread about what is something that is addictive, but you don't think of as being addictive. And it was like, oh wow, that's a really interesting response. Like not all of them, but on balance, when
Breathing air.
yeah, it's more like a necessity. But
Um,
you want to go there?
No,
Okay.
no. What do you think? What are?
I just was looking at it as an example.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people, were saying sugar. Some people don't think of it as addictive, but
Really?
I think just people who aren't maybe who don't have an addictive personality or are addicted to other things and they never, or they just don't realize their addiction because of all the stuff it's in. But one question that I thought was funny is it's kind of like when we used to do the would you rathers a little bit, but if you had to smell like one thing for the rest of your life, what would you want it to be? What would you want to smell like? But then it's kind of like the would you rathers where you really get into it and you're like, well, actually, you'd probably just stop noticing after a while. Maybe other people wouldn't.
But I think you're supposed to be thinking in this hypothetical that you're always aware of it.
Yeah,
So for me, it would probably have to be something very subtle.
that's
like,
true. Yeah, my immediate thought is like, oh, pizza smells good. But then as we're sitting in the kitchen, I'm like, I'm kind of tired of smelling
I
this
think you
pizza.
don't ever want to choose a food
I know.
item. You don't want to choose anything that's like strong, right? What would you choose? And I'll think about what I would choose.
Like, I do like that lavender massage oil we have. That's pretty nice and kind of subtle.
Lavender's a nice smell.
It can be if you have the wrong kind of like too chemical, but if you can choose and be like,
So just
this scent
real
right
lavender.
here, sample this. But there's something else in that oil that is different because I don't always like. Anyway, that's pretty nice. And just relaxing. I think it's meant to be relaxing.
I think pretty much any kind of common flowers are pretty nice. Like honeysuckle is kind of nice smelling.
I immediately go to the food stuff, but then I'm like, you would just get so sick. Like
Sausage.
apple cinnamon, yeah. Salmon.
Ugh.
Like when I did that burp earlier and I didn't think it. It's like I turned my head and I burped at the window to try to stay away from you, but just bounced off the window and hit you.
We had bagels and lox today, and she burps in the car the most like guttural.
Why do you have to use that word? It just.
Is that correct usage?
I think guttural
From
is
the
more like a
bowels.
sound, but yeah.
And it's like when you have a sausage burp.
Yeah.
It's gonna stink.
It's got to go somewhere. It's like it has a weight to it, like radioactive decay or whatever.
Disgusting.
Where it like
yeah.
actually falls and you can like kick it around in the dirt. It's got to go somewhere before it dissipates, or it's got to go up someone else's nose.
There's just a thick stench to it.
Yeah. Apparently salmon's like that too. I didn't know. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Yeah, what would you want to smell like? I don't know. Spearmint.
Even that might be a little overbearing
a
at
little
times because it's got a little bit of a spice to it.
Okay, what's the worst smell? What's the last thing you'd ever want to smell like?
Probably
I can tell
poop.
you, skunk. Having been up close and personal, ode to skunk.
Or something like sickly sweet. Something like
Blood.
My family and I used to go on walks around the city we used to live near, and we would walk by a dairy farm. And
You mentioned that a lot when we drive by.
I don't know if it was a dairy farm or a meat farm, but I know that at least some cattle places feed their cows, feed their bovine molasses to like fatten them up or something. And it smelled like sweet pea. And it's about the most disgusting smell I think I've ever smelled in my life. Chicken farms smell pretty disgusting too.
Do they?
But
I've never been to one.
sweet cow pea. Really? I'm sure you've smelled them around Petaluma.
I think I don't know what. I think I just assume I'm smelling cow.
It's a different kind of stink.
I think I've always thought that like cow poo and horse poo that is somewhat sweet smelling because it doesn't have all the crap that like dogs eat, in their food usually. At least the non-meat creatures. And so I've always kind of found it to be a pleasant kind of sweetish, or I didn't really.
I think that's
know
the
what I was
gross part
smelling.
about it.
Yeah.
Is like there's an element to it that should be appealing, but it's like, oh, it's pee or poo. It like makes it more disgusting than just like a rank, nasty poo, where it's like, okay, that's poo. There's no like conflicting thoughts towards it. Like,
It smells like shit.
yeah, that smells like shit. Okay, classified as bad. Whereas when you're smelling something
Your
that's
brain's like
whenever I would smell that cow pee smell, it would make me like physically like sick, like I'm gonna barf.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Weird. I
think-
did not have that. I think I just always had kind of a pleasant association with it.
I think it was on the like Joe Rodota Trail or whatever.
Yeah,
Have
I know
you ever
that,
walked
I know
by
that
there?
area. No, I just know from driving through there. And driving through there with you and you being like, "Gaw," and me being like, "Oh, it smells okay."
Well, I think maybe I just have an association with it because we used to walk directly by that place. And,
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think it's the two smells at the same time. The
Yeah.
duty smell and the sweet smell that's like, it makes me want to
Yeah.
puke.
Well, they describe in books a lot like the sickly sweet smell of blood or the cloying sweet smell of blood. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's pretty gross. And also occasionally, like if I have the diarrhea and
Yeah.
it's like that, it's like, damn, but why is there like this sweet undertone or,
Ugh.
and it's just,
You don't
I
got to
it.
get into that kind of detail with
You
us.
just were talking about you never have that? You never have like poop that kind of smells a little bit sweet?
I don't think so.
I don't know what that means.
I have to overshare though, as you just have. I have had pee that has smelled like butter though. I don't know that we want to release this because I don't know if I want somebody
Does butter
saying.
even really have like a smell? I feel like I can't even detect the butter smell.
I don't know if I want somebody saying, "Oh yeah, well you have this disease."
Oh, and that'll set you off on a.
Yeah, I don't think I want to go.
Well, you don't read our comments anyway. I
But
just won't
you
tell
do.
you. I won't tell you.
Well,
I'm
I
curious.
have
You've never shared this. With
I
me.
have had pee that has smelled like butter before, like kind of overwhelming butter smell, where it's like, "What the hell?"
What? You have no idea what it is?
No, it might be after eating too much butter. I don't know.
I think when you eat too much butter, you get heartburn.
Yeah, but you know, that might be a secondary thing. Because don't you pee out fat? You like pee out fat. You cry it out, and I think you sweat it out as well, right?
It just sounds like any kind of excretion. Excretion? I didn't mean to say it like that.
It sounds like, actually.
Excretion. I don't know.
So like earwax too? Is earwax fat?
Probably. Well, you know, when I eat,
Boogers
especially
are
the
boogers
older I
fat?
get, when I eat brie now, my ears, not only do I get slightly constipado, my ears clog up more. It's pretty special.
Wow.
Creature. That time where I was like eating like leftover nacho cheese for days and my ears just plugged up.
Yeah.
That was a warning sign that I did not heed until I got to the end of that jar.
I mean, you just shouldn't eat that stuff anyway.
It is
That
like
yellow-
my ultimate guilty pleasure.
That yellow nacho cheese
God,
is just the
what?
fucking worst.
Why do I love it?
It's disgusting.
Why do I love it?
I have no idea. Because
But
like
why do I love it though?
I think I like a little bit, maybe like one chip of it,
Mm.
but then I'm like done for the year.
Wow.
But you ate that whole
I pounded
container. I think just the fact that it is supposed to resemble cheese, but it's kind of not cheese, that
Yeah.
grosses me out.
Well, it's like I don't think I like Velveeta or anything like that.
It's
but-
basically the same thing.
No, maybe
It's
I
similar,
do.
at
I'm
least.
thinking of something else, but I don't know. It just does something for me. Like when I used to go to like sporting events,
It's probably nostalgia, like why we eat hot dogs and stuff.
maybe.
Because I like hot dogs, even though they're just disgusting.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what you don't do or don't want to smell like. Did we wrap that up?
Oh,
So you're like a subtle flowery plant like type of cucumber's kind of nice. Like when they do like cucumber and lotion.
I think I'd
like,
get sick of that too.
Okay.
But you would like that?
maybe not.
I might. I think
Yeah.
I would like a honeysuckle smell.
Okay, but
I don't
not,
think I'd
not
ever
a
get sick
sickly
of that.
sweet poopy smell is what we've established for you.
Well, yeah, I think because you were like, which would be the worst kind?
Yeah.
And I think that's what I landed on.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And I said skunk.
I might have to unalive myself if I smelled like that for the
Okay.
rest of my life.
Got it.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
Which was yours?
Skunk.
Skunk. Yeah, skunk's pretty bad. Like spray skunk.
Now
skunk
that-
spray, not skunk after stink.
Now when I smell it outside, like, oh, a skunk has done a thing in the area, I'm like, that ain't so bad, but I'm just going to watch my dog closely. But up close and personal,
She's got her hand up, like she's really making a point here.
up close and personal, yeah, if I smelled like that, I would also unalive myself.
Charlie got sprayed by a skunk. I think we already
I'm
went
sure
over
we did,
this. But you were retching from it in the garage. You were like, ugh.
Retching doesn't cover it. Heaving. Like my stomach
Yeah.
was convulsing.
It was quite a sight. I just felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I just needed to
Yeah.
hold my breath and leave the area because it was like somebody compared it to a tire fire. And that's what it was like.
But with some kind of food
Smoky,
aspect to it.
burning hair, kind of just something you shouldn't be breathing.
But add like some kind of rotting cheese or meat in there. You know, something that really makes it like hot and thick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just thick. It's kind of like the sausage burps. It's like a heavy smell.
Mm-hmm.
And it just chokes you.
Yeah.
Yeah, horrible. Don't want to smell like that. Put me down for not skunk, please, as my lifetime smell.
All right.
All right. Moving on. Your mustache stroking is going to be caught
It's
by the.
sorry. Fuck.
It looks amazing, but you know.
I'm trying to like get it out of my mouth a
Okay.
little bit. So
I thought you trimmed it earlier.
I did, but like sometimes, you know,
I'll get you a little mustache comb like Hercule Poirot.
I have two, but I lost them. So I don't have two. They're somewhere in the house, but I don't know where.
There's a basic understanding of the having of things that you're not grasping.
Because I didn't plan on growing a mustache again.
Again,
Yeah. I had a
When was it?
mustache before. And
When?
then I was eating a sandwich one day and I bit it on accident. And I was like, never again. I shaved it off, I think, that day because
that's what. Okay,
it hurt.
yeah.
And also, it's just, I don't know, mustaches are kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But then it grows on me, literally.
Yeah.
And anyway, what were we
It
talking
looks
about?
really good. But if you want to shave it, don't feel bad because your face looks good without it as well. I just think this particular grooming that you've chosen with a little bit of chin hair and the full mustache, it's very flattering to your face. But I'll still love you. You know, it's not like you're going into tarantula mode.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
not
still love
becoming
you
a
if
bug.
you shave it because I like
Okay.
it when you shave too. If it's bugging you, you should shave it.
No, it's fine.
See what a good girlfriend I am?
Yeah, I do. Thank you.
But I mean it. I do mean it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. If you choose your inevitable cause of death, what would you choose? And you can't choose dying peacefully in your sleep. Okay?
Dying peacefully in a nap.
No, that's a form of sleep.
Exploding at the DMV.
Wow. So maybe
I
you
don't
should
know.
be on a list.
Whoa, no, I don't mean like. No.
You're not gonna
Okay,
go postal
let me
at the DMV.
let me back that up a little bit. Not exploding with a
Okay.
just my body exploding and blasting my guts and stuff everywhere, all over everyone.
Wow. It's weird that you went from dying
Or
peacefully
at like
in a
the
nap,
at like the IRS or something.
dying peacefully in a nap, to the most violent, exploding, physically, spontaneously exploding at a government entity.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Having
crazy.
having my body explode at the IRS.
I mean, you could have said like heart attack.
It's not
servers.
about like killing anyone. It's just about making a mess, really.
Interesting.
I'm not gonna a place.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
what
You're just
I'm.
wishing really hard that you could spontaneously explode in a building full of government employees.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be like on the FBI list when some. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't put that in.
No, it's going in. It's too good.
It's not that
I'll
good.
just hashtag it not a threat.
I don't want to be on the podcast anymore.
I told you I'd tag it.
That's not.
I know. All right.
How would you want to die? Either while doing something really good or something really bad. Because I've told you before, I think when I'm on my deathbed, if I get the chance to be on a deathbed and don't just die spontaneously like people do, I would happily go into the light if you drop a big old stack of paperwork on my lap.
Yeah.
IRS forms, DMV, insurance, just drop a big stack of paperwork on me and I'll be happy to leave.
So if you're lingering on too long and we're having to talk about
Too long.
life support and even if you're like a vegetable, if we just like drop a bunch of like tax forms on your lap, even though you're comatose, you'll know it and you'll just go.
Yeah, you'll be looking at me, you know, and I'll give you a little smile and then all the light will leave me.
Okay.
How about you?
Like what would speed me on my way, or like how do I actually want to die? Because those are kind of two different questions.
How would you choose?
If you could choose your inevitable cause of death, it's kind of weird because like
I would probably want it to be something boring and simple, because, you know, scary. There's a lot of scary ways to die out there.
If I can't die peacefully in my sleep while I'm essentially unconscious already, then I guess I would choose something that would put me to sleep. Like, I think they are talking about or have already have pods. That
I don't think you want to do that.
Why not?
I think people regret doing them.
I think if you have like a lot of pain, like if you know.
Even then, I think even if you're
let's say you know
I think
the day.
even if you're miserable, I don't think they even have that technology of knowing the day.
I think the point of this question is if you know you're already going to die, like let's say on a given day, you get to choose. So like there's no backing out. And if you don't choose, we choose for you. Then I would choose something like that.
What are you talking about? What are those circumstances?
That's what these hypothetical questions are. What else do you think they are?
Why would those ever happen though?
That's the point of them. That's like a would you rather. Why would I ever? What was the one we talked about where would you rather like generate honey from your pores? Like, of course that would never happen. Or would you rather have spaghetti for hair? Like neither of those is going to happen. That's the fun of them.
Well, I thought you were talking about them in the realm of potential reality.
I'm just saying.
I know I can't explode at the DMV, but if you're talking about these pods, which are an actual thing, I think you would regret it. I think the last second you'd be like, "Fuck, I don't actually want to go right now."
But not if the point is
that a lot of people go through
die
that
on this day anyway, and I'm choosing the form of my death. But that's too easy, so I have to choose something.
That's basically
not
falling
necessarily
asleep, except
violent,
you're aware of it.
But you're actually like pumping something either into my veins or into my pod.
I think that would be scarier to me than just blowing up.
That's true. I guess gunshot.
Yeah.
But like for sure, like, you know.
Yeah, like an actually properly aimed.
Yeah,
not like some people do.
Maybe don't do it in your. You have to do it in the.
I don't know that we're gonna be able to put this on.
Okay. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. But you can talk about dying. You can talk about dying, right?
You can bleep things, I think, and talk about certain things, but I think you want to be careful.
Okay, what if I just said, like, without feeling sick, I could just, like, eat my way through, like, a vat of spaghetti? Or
a vat?
Yeah.
How big of a vat?
Well, it's a vat. So, by definition, it's big.
How big, though?
Well, as much as it takes for me to die. I mean...
So you're going to die from overeating?
It'd be like a hot tub of spaghetti and meatballs. Yeah. Is that my favorite food? Or no, because it's my last day, I would choose nachos and fake nacho cheese.
Really? That's your final meal?
So good. But without feeling nausea. Like I just get to a point where it's like maximum capacity and then I go. But I don't have to feel like, I've eaten too much.
The extreme pain that you would feel when dying from overeating?
Do I get to choose that? I would like to choose that.
I don't know that you can. So you'd also have like pain pills along with
maybe
all the overeating.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just thinking about spaghetti now?
No, I'm thinking about nachos and nacho cheese.
Ugh, so gross.
I love that shit.
I like nachos are okay, but like proper good nachos, not disgusting Doritos nacho cheese style cheese. That's basically just oil. Well, you know what I'm saying. Tostitos.
I don't know why I love it. I love crap food sometimes. I love Pop-Tarts and Twinkies. Why?
I like
because
Pop-Tarts.
It was forbidden when I was not forbidden, but it was like
Verboten.
It was out of reach when I was a kid.
I had a friend when I was a kid whose parent would always shut up. Whose parent would always stock all kinds of like candy and stuff.
Yeah.
And it
Fruit
was always
by the foot.
amazed by it because my parents would stock like normal stuff,
Yeah.
fairly healthy stuff.
They thought they were doing us
It's
a
a good
favor,
thing.
but they just made us chase the dragon in the form of sugar
the
and
dragon.
salt.
I was riding the tiger.
Riding the. Did you just make that up, or is that a thing?
I think it might be a thing. I don't remember what it is.
Okay.
I think it might be like heroin or something. I don't know.
Oh, I'm laughing.
Chasing the rabbit. Wait, that's heroin. I don't
Is
know.
it?
I don't know the terminology.
Okay. Chasing something that tastes good and feels good, but is bad for you.
But in high school and like after, I was a sugar fiend, I
Yeah,
think.
me too. I really was. See,
Like-
they tried to do good by us, but they really didn't.
Well, maybe they just didn't think about the pendulum. Like, you got nothing now.
I think it depends on the kid too.
Time to
because
overdo it.
I have a friend who I think was raised to eat pretty healthy, and when she craved stuff, she would crave like healthy, and I'm like, why isn't she eating like a Pop-Tart or something?
Maybe
Like,
she just didn't know about it. Or just,
I think she just was like, she listened to her body, and I don't know.
that's true. You do feel
You
better when you eat
yeah.
healthy.
Hmm.
It is weird how we will eat terrible food that makes us feel like crap, but be like, that was good.
I
I'm
think
going to
that
do it
pizza
again.
last night almost literally put us in a coma. Not,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that's extreme, but like we both like immediately were just zonked out.
Papa Murphy's pizza is so freaking salty. It's the
Is it?
saltiest damn thing in existence. Yeah.
Not as salty
Every
as
time-
like Domino's, right?
I don't know.
Do you
Every
eat
time
pizza?
after I eat it, I feel like I
That's
feel like a raisin.
And you look like one too.
Fuck you.
I'm kidding.
I know.
It's just a funny idea. Could you do an illustration of yourself as a raisin?
No.
That would be funny.
A California
For
raisin?
me? No, just a raisin.
No.
All right, fine. Okay, so did we finish the dead thing? What were we on?
How would you want to die? And then you were like, I would eat a vat of spaghetti. Oh wait,
Then I
no, I'd eat a
changed it
bunch
to
of nachos.
and nacho cheese. Pay attention, because if someone asks you and I'm unconscious or I'm not able to give my instructions, you need to remember this.
You wouldn't even have.
You're on my advanced healthcare directive, and the instructions are: do not resuscitate and
You wouldn't
feed
even.
nachos and nacho cheese until do not resuscitate. That's how it works.
You wouldn't even want proper nachos with like avocado and ground beef and maybe like some fried plantains. I mean, all the cool, amazing food you could put on it,
I
but
could
no,
like
you want
that stuff,
oil.
But in addition to the
coagulated
fake cheese,
oil.
like, I don't want real cheese. I want the fake cheese. But then I want I would take some of that. There's just something that it does for me. I don't know. It's
Okay.
probably all the salt and sugar. I can't help it. I'm a slave to my
It
addiction.
thickens your earwax. It puts wax in your ears.
Like hair on your chest.
Yeah.
See?
It's not a good thing.
That's true.
The little-
Okay,
the little squeak at the end of your.
Oh, sorry. You borrowed $5 from a friend and played the lottery and won 80 million.
Holy shit.
How much will you give your friend and why? First of all, how irresponsible. You're borrowing $5. Well, I guess if you're just like at the store and you're like, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket. Can I borrow $5? Then you pay them back the $5 and that is it. But if you're like broke and they loan you $5, like go get yourself a sandwich and then you go buy a lottery ticket, I feel like you owe them more.
I think it would be hard either
No, I would
way.
definitely give them more.
I think you would have to give him like maybe half.
80 million's a lot.
Could give them half because it is their $5, but it wasn't their idea to play the
Right.
lotto.
So what is that idea worth?
Exactly. It's worth $80 million, honestly.
Honestly, they're lucky to get $1 million from you.
Yeah, that's
I'd probably
true.
give them half. I'd probably give them half.
You could even like consult some lawyers to be like, can you guys like crunch the numbers on this of how,
What do you think is reasonable?
what do you think is reasonable? Yeah.
You don't want to talk to lawyers about that because lawyers would tell you you're not obligated to give them anything.
But
except
give
the
me a bunch.
$5. Yeah, and here's a $500.
Well,
bill for that.
I wouldn't be saying I wouldn't be saying I'm what is the obligation? I'd be saying what is reasonable for them because I would like to give them
You don't
something.
want to ask lawyers.
Oh, okay.
You want to ask like your therapist or a
Oh, okay.
life coach or like your mom. I don't know. I'd say depending on, I mean, if it's really a friend, Yeah, you give them half because at least still in this day and age, $40 million is a lot of money even after taxes.
Yeah, true.
Do you think? You don't have to agree.
No, I was saying I think half.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they covered this in that movie, right?
Because you wouldn't give all of it to them. Because again, like, it wasn't their idea.
No, why would... No, absolutely not.
It wasn't their idea.
Oh, no, that's not even on the table.
Even if you're being very kind,
Yeah.
it's just they would have never gotten that out of it unless they were planning on playing the lottery and you jumped ahead of them to buy a ticket. Then I would be like, okay, maybe a little more than half.
Right.
If you did a whole
Yeah,
like...
if they weren't going to buy a lottery ticket at all, the thing is everyone usually knows how much money you've won. So it's like just to avoid any hassle or like besmirching of your character, you just give them half. Because if you give them
So that's what it's for?
half, yeah,
it's not to be a good person.
so that no one can say I'm not a good person or I'm not fair. You know?
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Because what I could do is give you $5 plus like some kind of statutory interest based on however long it took before I won the lottery or got the money. But that'd be pretty shitty considering you have $80 million.
Yeah.
You can buy a lot
That you
and save a lot. with
that you
$40
won
million.
from their money
Right.
that you bummed off of them.
Right.
So yeah, seems
Yeah.
fair.
I think either way, the decent thing to do if they are really your friend and not just like an acquaintance. Even so, give them half. Sorry, I keep trying to get out. I
Half.
think I'm trying to get out of it.
Half or like a third even, because a third, I feel like even a third. If so, you can also put yourself in the giver's position. If I gave a buddy $5, they played with that money, and they gave me like, what is a third of that? What is a third of $80 million? I'm not good at math, especially when you have evens and
20
odds.
Something. 20,
intermingling.
40, 60, 30, 60, 25, 25, 50, 27 something.
So if you have $27 million that they
Yeah.
just give to you, when you're like, holy shit, I thought you were just going to buy a sandwich with that. I'd be like, oh my God. Even if they gave me $1 million,
Yeah.
I'd be like, thank you. I am so pleased with this.
I'm so lucky because you have no obligation.
Yeah. I thought you were going to buy a sandwich with it. And here you come back giving me $1 million, even though,
Best investment ever.
yeah, I'd be like, fucking fine. That's
Yeah.
great.
What would you do?
Audience.
Let us know if you have any weird or interesting brain noodly questions, conundrums.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good contribution.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Talk to you next time. You're not my mom on the phone. See you next time, guys. Listen next time.
Later.